Welcome everyone to the Modern Day Overthinker Podcast. It is Collin. I am your host. Let's see what's going on with the glasses. It's been a while. Been a long time. I have missed recording podcasts. I'm trying to get back into it. Had to bounce back from returning from treatment. And now I'm back and I'm here. And, so I'm going to talk about, why are my glasses so crooked? I'm going to talk about my glasses being crooked. No, I'm just kidding. I have a lot to talk about. So let's backtrack a little bit. So not in October. In October I was in treatment, but I went to treatment for OCD in August. And this was after months of not good times in my brain. And I was afraid to go out and do anything. I was isolating, avoiding things, just all the bad things that you can do with OCD I was doing. And so I got into a residential treatment center in Wisconsin. I won't name them, but if you want to know, I will tell you if you reach out and you need the help, because I really liked the place, but I'm not going to endorse them here because they're not paying me for that. I saw the bill for my insurance, and they got a good chunk of money. So anyway, I went there in August after a 3-week wait to get in there. And I was there for 60 days. And while I was there, it was ERP, exposure response prevention. That was the therapy. That was the recipe. That was what you did. Also did other like CBT, DBT, all the acronyms as well, mixed in there with group therapy. But yeah, met a lot of awesome people that were just handcuffed by this disorder. They just literally were paralyzed by it. And it was a relief to be around people that understood how my brain worked. And also at the same time, it was chaos sometimes. Because everybody has their own things, but there's a bond with some people that I met there that is never going to go away, and that will last probably a lifetime. And I also had a amazing, what's called a behavioral specialist. So he's not a therapist. So he basically was the one that tested my OCD, gave me challenges every day to combat my OCD through exposure response prevention therapy. And he was one of the best. I miss him all the time. I wish I could have took him home in my pocket. And he turned me around. Not fully. I mean, I wasn't 100% cured when I left there. I left there way better than I was when I got there. I was able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. Able to, go out and about, because they took us out and about to do certain things. I wasn't just stricken to the facility, which was a nice facility right on a lake in Wisconsin. So I got there at a good time before it got too cold. But so I ended up doing my 60 days. I talk about it like it's prison, but it wasn't like prison. I had a roommate, though, a couple times. A couple interesting roommates, that's for sure. One in particular. But I love him, though. I hope he's doing well. So, fast forward, I went to outpatient and decided that I was going to do that. And they recommended it. So I decided to stay in Wisconsin for a while, and I lived in a hotel, got my car back, got some of my freedom back to do whatever I wanted to do outside of treatment, and so I started doing comedy. I did what I know, and was able to hit some cool open mics in Milwaukee, in the Milwaukee area. Had a lot of fun doing that, and really that's another form of therapy for me, comedy. So it was perfect, and my treatment team encouraged it. I also had a really great psychiatrist that I was able to keep while I went to outpatient, so I didn't have to switch things around and explain things all over again. If anyone knows what that's like, they know it sucks. So basically, I went to outpatient. I was there every day from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.-ish. We'd do checkout at like 2. And yeah, that's what I did Monday through Friday, and then I had to find stuff to do on the weekends. There wasn't open mics on the weekends, so I would go to recovery meetings. So I found a lot of recovery meetings in the area, which was cool. Met some cool people. And now I'm back home, and I am going to therapy at least once, if not twice, 3 times a week. And working again. Thank God my job was able to let me be gone for that long and still come back and keep my same position. So that was awesome, and I'm really grateful for that. So I've been working on myself. I've been challenging my OCD. My OCD basically wants me to never leave my house, never have fun, and never grow, never prosper, never have a successful career. It wants me basically in a padded room, safe from everything. And that's not going to happen. I need to do stuff. I need to be out and about. I need to be talking to people. I need to be doing comedy. I need to be going to recovery meetings. I need to be talking to my people. I can't be avoiding stuff. So I was actually avoiding this for a long time. But I wanted to be ready, and I wanted to be able to share honestly. Not that I wasn't going to share honestly, but I wanted to be able to be in the right headspace while I did this podcast. This isn't going to be the longest episode of all time. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be probably pretty short. But I do want to say facing challenges head on is sometimes just the only way to do it. And that's how I had to face my OCD. And I am doing a lot better. I have my days. I have my couple days sometimes. But I was completely crippled by OCD before I went to treatment. And if I didn't go to treatment, I don't know what was going to happen. It would have been bad. Something bad would have happened to me. So I'm very grateful for going to treatment. And I still have my network. I still have people I reach out to from treatment and can talk to, and that's really awesome. Some supporters. Yeah. So what else did I want to talk about? I realized who really cared about me while I was in there. Not that I expected people to drop like everything they're doing and, not, and oh, poor me, poor Collin. I didn't really care about that, but I noticed the people who reached out to me, and all of you I'm very grateful for. And I had people visit me. So this is how the recovery community works. I won't tell you which fellowship I go to, but you'll figure it out. So 3 of my friends from recovery showed up. I think it was on a Saturday. Yeah, probably a Saturday. And I got a pass, so I got to go out and do whatever I wanted to do with them for 4 hours, and which was really cool. Went out to eat and hung out. I still was in kind of a weird place, but it was still great being around them. I wasn't able to be in the moment as much as I wanted to, but it is what it is. But before they left, one of my friends gave me at least 10 hugs from people back home that care about me and that were thinking about me. And that is phenomenal. And I will never forget that. I may not have seemed grateful at the time, but very grateful. I'm going to say grateful like a million times on this podcast, but who gives a shit? It's my podcast. I don't care. Just going to go off real quick. Yeah, so things have been good. They've been better. I'm still struggling sometimes. Still have my days. I need to reach out. I need to use my network. I have a great family. Seriously, if I didn't have the family that I had, also, like, I hope I never try to take that for granted ever again. Not that I did, like, while I was gone, but, like, they were a rock. Like, it was unbelievable. They made it so much easier. They were so supportive. My job was supportive. And the thing about OCD that I want people to know about is that it's very misunderstood, as a lot of you know, and you've heard me say. I preach about it all the time. But it's more about intrusive thoughts. It's more about patterns. It's more about little things that we do that we feel are necessary to alleviate anxiety, called compulsions. And the compulsions actually only mitigate anxiety for a short period of time. They cause more problems. That's what happened to me. Basically, things build up over time. I've been working from home for almost 5 years now, which is insane to think about. And slowly OCD crept in and was like, hey, you need to do this. It's the worst when I'm by myself. And I'm by myself a lot because I work from home. I mean, I could talk to people, video chat, whatever, but still, it's not the same as being in an office. In an office, I was able to mitigate and not do compulsions because I didn't want people to see me doing compulsions. I didn't want people to ask what I was doing because I was ashamed, which sounds weird, but the shame kept me grounded and kept me away from doing compulsions as much. When I got home, there was no accountability. It was just me. So, like, if I wanted to wash my hands for 10 minutes, I would. I'm not normally a hand washer for 10 minutes, but if I wanted to wash my hands, like, I'm more of a wash my hands multiple times throughout the day, way too many times, thinking that I have to. But things have gotten better. And the more I challenge myself, the more I challenge my thoughts, and the more I realize my values and what I really care about and what I really love, the better off I'm going to be. So I want to have a family someday. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good father. I want to be a good brother. I want to be a good son. I want to be a good grandson. And I want to be a good uncle. That's the first one. That's the one that really helped motivate me was my nephew. And I was like, I gotta be there for this guy. Like, he's got great parents, don't get me wrong, he's got great grandparents, but he needs that uncle. He needs me. I got that curb appeal. I got that extra sauce that he's looking for, that he'll need at a certain point in his life. And yeah, I look forward to seeing him grow up, being a part of his life, and OCD was trying to stop that. Made me scared of harming people that I care about. And that's very scary. And that goes against my values. OCD goes against your values. That's what it does. And I wasn't going to let that happen. So that's one of the main reasons I went to treatment. And I am at a point where working on me has to come first still. I'm still there for people when they need me. I have friends that reach out to me, and I'm happy to help. Sometimes it is good to get out of my own head and listen to somebody else's problems for a little while. And maybe offer some advice or just listen. And I'm happy to be that person for at least a few different people since I've been back. And I'm just glad to be recording again. I was really talking myself out of it, and a lot of fear. Fear was controlling my life for the longest time, and I can't let it continue to do so. So, what I want to say to everybody is that I love you, and everybody who reached out, I won't forget it. And the Modern Day Overthinker podcast will be with a guest next time. It won't just be me. So if I was boring or if you didn't like what I had to say, there'll be guests. Don't worry. For now, it's Collin signing out. I appreciate everyone. Take care.